Thursday, July 23rd, and we have a lot of things to talk about. Sunday, many storms are going to be moving across portions of the upper Midwest and Wisconsin. Then on Monday, it moves its way down into upper Ohio and parts of the Ohio Valley. So let's dive right into this forecast. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has already issued a 2 out of 5 for parts near Denver and Kansas. Again, it's not going to be bad, and I have a plan, but it's not going to be bad. I don't expect no tornadoes with this. The main threat's going to be wind, and the hail threat is also pretty low, but hail could be a problem here and there. Now, in the Pacific Northwest, there's a marginal risk, which is a 1 out of 5, and down by South Carolina and parts near Texas, there's another marginal risk. But again, I don't expect it to be too bad today. Now, tomorrow, again, there's a slight risk up by Bismarck, up by that, places of Minnesota. So, again, if you're up by any of those places, have a plan, be prepared. Again, it's only a 2 out of 5. Now, there is a tornado risk with this, but it's only a 2 out of 10 chance of seeing it. But again, if you live in that shaded region, have a plan and be prepared. Again, I think the wind's going to be a rig threat, and hail is definitely possible tomorrow. Now, moving on to Saturday, it's not going to be nothing, honestly. Really, I don't expect it to do anything Saturday. Now, this is what I want to talk about. Places near Minnesota, Wisconsin, and down even in Iowa, I want to watch out for this. This is Sunday. Another severe storm is going to be taking place on Sunday near those yellow shaded regions. So if you live anywhere in those yellow shaded regions, have a plan and be prepared. Now again, I can't really give updates about the threats until the next 2 days. So in 2 days, I'll be able to update everyone on the threats. But for now, all I can tell is there's going to be some severe weather in that area. Monday, we have another risk near Illinois, Wisconsin, again near the south end, upper Indiana, and northwest Ohio. So again, if you live any of those regions, have a plan, be prepared. Now, I honestly could see this shifting a bit more south, if I'm being honest. So in the next few days, just expect this maybe to shift more south, maybe for parts of the Ohio Valley, because I could definitely see this shifting more south because overnight, I think it's going to be more of a threat for the Ohio Valley, and we're going to talk about when this timing is and when it could happen. Now, this is what I want to talk about is the highs and the lows. Right near the west, there's a high, which means it's most likely going to be drier weather. But now there's also going to be a major heat dome with this. Right here in the high near the west, this is going to be your heat and dry dome. Now, right here, this is why the severe weather is going to be happening. This jet stream takes a major dip, and it heads into the Ohio Valley. So, again, I could really expect this. So, see there, it's just the high. But then this jet stream will dip into the Ohio Valley by Sunday, Monday, and also upper parts of the Midwest. This dips from on about Saturday. This starts to dip, and this is what's going to cause the severe weather. See, over by the west, we have the high, and then when that jet stream dips from, Wisconsin, Minnesota, places like that, then it heads down into the Ohio Valley. This is where I think our severe threat comes in, and honestly, I could expect to see worse. I think it's going to be a worse day on Monday near parts near Ohio, the Ohio Valley. It's going to be worse on Monday, in my opinion. But again, it could also be a day, I think it'll be more of an overnight threat for places like the Ohio Valley, but the shaded regions near like Detroit, upper Indiana, my fault, guys, Indiana, I expect it to be, I think that's where it'll hit during the day, but places like the Ohio Valley, northern Kentucky, I could expect the weather system on Monday to hit during the night. So that's basically how the jet stream, I think, is going to work and how it's going to bring our severe weather. Now, this is a severe weather threat I do want to talk about. I think around maybe 4:30, they fire off across Wisconsin, Minnesota, and even parts of maybe upper Illinois. And then this moves in to the Ohio Valley and upper Ohio and Indiana at about the early morning hours of Monday, I would say. But the main severe threat, I think, will be moving in around possibly Monday at 6 p.m., 8 p.m., it strengthens, and then it heads into the Ohio Valley. And honestly, where it heads into the Ohio Valley, I think it's going to be more of an overnight risk in the Tuesday for the Ohio Valley. And honestly, I could expect some nighttime tornadoes, wind, and hail all in the same risk. So again, if you live in any of those areas, have a plan, be prepared. Also, it could push off towards the East Coast, and I think we could have another severe weather threat towards the East Coast once it pushes through the Ohio Valley. Now, as far as the storm field, this does fire up around the time where those storms come, especially places across Wisconsin, Iowa. This is going to be major. I mean, it's going to be a lot of storm field. So if you live anywhere in that purple, red, or orange or yellow region, again, have a plan, be prepared. Now, this also pushes down into the Ohio Valley and Upper Ohio. But this, again, is not when the storms are going to hit that part. Now, when the storms get near Upper Ohio during later on, this is where the Cape, aka storm field, fills back up. And again, I could expect it to be really, honestly, pretty high. But again, it's too far to tell. Across Upper Indiana, Illinois, it's going to be a lot of storm field by the time these storms arrive. Not much and so much in, Northwest Ohio. But again, it's still too far to tell, and a lot of things can change. So in the next 2 to 3 days, we'll be able to give you a lot more details on when these storms are going to, impact these locations, how impactful they're going to be, and the threats that come with them. Now, again, Bertha is almost in Texas. I would expect this to hit in the next 2 hours, possibly 3. If you live anywhere near Corpus Christi or Houston, maybe even McAllen, Loretto, again, I would expect some sort of flooding with this. Sea waves are definitely going to be over the top, I'd say crashing a lot. So again, expect flooding, a lot of rainfall in those locations. But honestly, I don't think it's going to strengthen anymore, and it's not that bad of a storm. I know it kind of looks a lot worse than what it is, but again, I just don't think it has enough precipitation to be anything major. So again, have a plan, be prepared, but it's not going to be as bad as what we think it is. Maybe about 60-mile-an-hour winds, maybe not even that. Again, just flooding, take caution. Now, excessive rainfall outlooks is pretty major near the East Coast. If you live anywhere near North Carolina, I'd say northeast North Carolina, you are in a moderate risk. So you have a really good chance of getting excessive rainfall causing to flooding. Down near Kansas, Denver, expect a lot of flooding there possibly. And again, it's not that high down, near Corpus Christi and stuff. But again, have a plan, be prepared, because flooding is definitely possible in those regions. Now, again, there's another flooding risk near North Carolina, South Carolina, near Atlanta, Georgia. It just goes through a lot of places there. But again, it's possible, but it could also not. So again, just have a plan, be prepared in those locations. Now, this is the heat wave that's moving through places like the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. Again, I would expect either near normal or below average. So if you're in any of those locations, just take a deep breath for the next 6 to 10 days. Places near Upper Michigan, again, it's going to be near normal or below average. But places like the Southwest and the West are going to be majorly above in average temps, even places near the Pacific Northwest. So again, Midwest to upper Midwest especially. So if you live in any of those locations, just don't go outside unless you have to. It's definitely going to be hot, sticky. So again, just don't go outside unless you have to, but also have a water, AC, and a cool towel around your neck if you do. Now, in the next 8 to 14 days, near Maine, I would expect it to be just above average, but made like across Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, the Ohio Valley, really just places near the Northeast. I would expect you to be near normal in 8 to 14 days. Down near now the Southeast, like parts of Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, places like that, I would expect to be above. Places near Florida, I would expect to be above, especially Miami, Dallas, Houston, places of the Southwest above, Upper Midwest above, West above for sure, even the Pacific Northwest above. So again, just have a plan, be prepared for that. Just don't go outside a lot. have a cold towel to like wrap around your neck, have water and an AC to go into, and if you do go outside, don't go outside for a very long amount of time. Now, as far as precipitation in 6 to 10 days, in the Ohio Valley, I would expect it to be near normal or maybe even just a bit above. Near parts of the Midwest, I would expect it to be above. Parts of Texas, above. Oklahoma, above. Places near Denver, I would expect to be above. Some of the Midwest and West will also be just near normal. In the Pacific Northwest, I would expect to be above in the next 6 to 10 days. Also, across the East Coast and Southeast, I would expect to be above near the East Coast and the parts of the Southeast to be near normal or parts of it to be above. Well, that basically wraps up our forecast. So if you live in any of those locations that I mentioned, again, have a plan, be prepared. We'll be able to give you more information about, the weather systems that's moving through on Sunday and Monday for the upper Midwest near Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, and Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois. So again, just have a plan, be prepared in those regions. Bertha is set to make landfall, but again, I don't think it's going to be that intense, but expect some flooding across the East Coast. There will be some, major flooding possible and major rainfall possible. Also parts near Denver and parts of the Midwest. So again, just have a plan, be prepared for that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video.